Before the Cavendish, we have the Gros Michel, even better banana, which was highly productive, very resistant, with a very thick skin. And the most important characteristic of this cultivar was the ability to resist these long trips without being damaged. The first report of the Gros Michel is in 1830, when it's reported in a garden in Martinique, and from there it was adopted by many countries in the Caribbean and then to the world. However, in the same time, in 1890, the first reports of disease on this cultivar were reported. Lately or later, the responsible will be known as Fusarium oxysporum forma special cubense and the race 1. So the 20th century was very important, many important events, but also for the banana. So the arrival of the Panama disease was something that, if you allow me to say it like this way, changed the life of the banana, or divided the life of the banana in two, because when the pathogen started to spread, it was at some point just not possible to grow Gros Michel anymore, and that actually inspired even a song that you probably know, which is "Yes, we have no bananas," because indeed, because of the disease, finding bananas was more and more difficult. At the same time, of course, the Cavendish was discovered and it was established little by little. So it was not like a change immediately, it was gradually. So from the starting of the first reports of the Panama disease until the half of the 50s, there were many attempts to save the banana production, and this is just one of the methodologies used by researchers at that time, which is flooding to disease control, which actually worked for some time. They could replant Gros Michel at that moment in the same land, but this also contributed to the further dissemination of the pathogen. You have to also consider that at that time, tissue culture didn't exist. So the way to move and to propagate plants was using parts of the plant, which are called suckers, or even the corm itself. And this essentially became a dream. So it was not possible to do this anymore with Gros Michel. The good thing was that they adopted this new cultivar, which is actually not product of breeding, it's just a mutant that resulted to be resistant to the race 1, and is really an amazing, genetically talking. This genotype is really impressive because after hundreds of years, it's still resistant to the race 1. So the same soils that were used to grow Gros Michel are used now to grow Cavendish, and still in full production. But of course, as you can see here, this banana was a little bit different in terms of, since it was weak, it was not super big as the Gros Michel, and the most important is that they had to pack it and to travel with cold in order to keep it in a good shape. What happened then? Panama disease research was forgotten for some time, and people started to focus on other diseases like the black sigatoka, for example, and again, immense areas were planted again with another clone, the Cavendish. So Cavendish saved the industry, but not forever, because even though the Tier 4 appears many years ago, the first big losses started to be noticed at the beginning of the 90s, when big plantations in Taiwan, in Philippines, in other areas started to show symptoms of Fusarium. So that was the Panama disease 2.0, which is caused by a different race, which is called tropical race 4. We will see that later. The most important thing is that Cavendish is susceptible to this strain. And something to notice here is that before 2012, only 6 countries had that problem, and it was a problem for Southeast Asia. But then in 2012, we reported it for the first time in Jordan, and then in Oman. and that was quite far from the center of origin or from the center of origin of the problem. So this really raised the alarms for the rest of the world, because it was moving and it was threatening the the production of banana. So, and then of course many more reports were present, in which even in the United Kingdom, in a botanical garden is present. In the 2019, we reported for the first time in the American continent, in Colombia, which is really a big threat, because the big banana producers are in this region. Last year was reported in Islas Mayotte and in Turkey.